Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Top Sports. It's Monday, Champs Corner. We got Stephen Harris with us, ready to rock and roll. We had ourselves a presser today, and Billy was sick of it. He was sick of the questions. He was sick with the DJ Lagway questioning. Put his foot down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about DJ Lagway, our thoughts on him, how he's looking, how he's feeling, how we're feeling about going into Miami. Get Stephen Harris's perspective on that as it is game week. It's F Miami week, in case anyone was unaware. Caleb Banks, his status, what's going on with him, and a couple other things we're going to go over today. So be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, sit back, relax. Let's have ourselves some fun, all right? Let's loosen up a little bit. The timeline is tense, Steve. It is.
Hey, man. We here, man.
We're here, man.
Nowhere
Good to
to
see you.
hide. It's still Go Gators always.
Always go Gators. We've got college game day in Miami on Saturday, and it should be a good one. Should be a juicy one. What are your? I mean, we haven't had your chance. What were your thoughts about Saturday, really quick, before we kind of dive into some things?
Man,
You know I gotta get going.
Try not to cuss. Oh man, God, horrible. I'll just go straight to a horrible performance by DJ. It's just horrible, bro. Just horrible performance. Yeah, one that really stings. Proud of the defense. Proud of the way that those guys played. I believe that's probably the only bright spot of this whole season so far. It's just the defense and what those guys are able to do on that side of the ball. So hats off to those guys and the coaches on that side of the ball for doing their job. But yeah, this is not winning football. We cannot win like this. It seems like so now we can't get it going. This was the game where I felt like DJ after the first two games would have had his bearings straight and was going to perform, but it didn't happen. And it wasn't just the interceptions. It was earlier in the game. There was a couple things, Tony Livingston running wide open in the end zone. Just different things throughout the game, but horrible performance. Definitely not winning football on the offense. Now, the only thing I say, these guys are playing hard, which even sucks more for the players. I can't imagine being in that locker room and something like that happens. I remember our Auburn game when we lost the one game for our championship. Defense played lights out. I believe we had like 4 or 5 turnovers, fumbles, all of that stuff, and we still end up losing that game. And that one sucks. That one stings. Yeah, it was horrible, bro.
So, I see this comment here. Is Harris still going to support Napier? Do you want to go over a few things? Because obviously, Twitter's been hot, and you and I have talked off air about it. But I think that some things are misunderstood from time to time. Do you care to address it, or you want to just keep rolling?
I don't understand. I support the Gators, and with the Gators come everything involved. Have I been happy with the performances? No. Have I been happy with Napier at moments this season? Not at all. I think people misunderstand what I be saying when I'm addressing different things. My thing is, you want me to explain? I just say this for any fan. I love all the fans. I am not against the fans. I am not coming at you guys like that per se. But there's just a couple people that just get beside themselves. But that's neither here nor there. The only thing I ever try to correct is if you say something about a thing. Say if you put up a play and you're saying, "Hey, this was bad." All I do is sometimes try to tell you guys, "Hey, it's not bad because this and this and that." And that comes off to some people as me defending or supporting Napier, which is just not the case. He is the head coach of the Florida football program, and cheering for them. I do root for him to have success. That would be, I, I don't even understand how I could root for the players out there to have a great game and at the same time not root for him to have success. So my cheering for them has nothing to do with how I feel about the situation.
And I think the clip thing, I was thinking about that today because we're going to talk about a few clips and some things. People,
Hmm.
I mean, there's so many film breakdown gurus now, which I appreciate. Like, I'm not trolling. I think there are a lot of great guys that inform you on a lot. I do think there is a part where they're looking at a particular play or breaking down the film and have their thought of how they think that it should go, and it may be
Hmm.
right. But then there's also parts of it too where it may not be correct and we may not like it, and there's so many factors to it.
Yeah,
And we just try to get at, and you've even said it when we've broken down film. You had questions of why certain guys are doing certain things, and now that
for
you see
sure.
that the defense is working properly, okay, it makes sense. But how many times do we criticize these guys being in frog stances or not blowing off the edge or doing certain things when it's like, oh, well, that's because they're trying to hold the edge so they can run into like it just
For sure.
how and again when we're watching it's like yeah they just look completely sloppy. Well, it's like the guy that we thought was doing his job was not doing his job. um
Yeah, for sure.
and it kind of even speaks to this because again people look like, hey, Florida didn't get any sacks, any pressures. I listen, we all want sacks, we all want pressures. I think the fact that they allowed one touchdown shows you they did more than just sacks. Again, it's
For
a
sure.
much different type of style. I think I'm not saying they're not trying to get sacks, but I definitely think there's a different approach. They're really trying to maintain the run, and I think they felt that, hey, Nuss's ability to throw under pressure isn't the greatest. Let's see him do that before we
Right.
really start just sitting in the house because they were protecting the guys couldn't run the ball for shit on Saturday. LSU
Yeah.
couldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, how many 3-and-outs did they have? And
No, for
so
sure.
I take the way they played over 10 sacks any day of the week, personally.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to these guys are playing team defense. Of course, you want to get the sacks. This guy's getting the ball out of his hand. It's not like he had all day to throw the ball and guys were just running free in the secondary. If that's happening, then there's a problem. But if the ball's coming out, we get into him with pressure. We're rolling him off his spot. We're taking away what he likes to do. Sometimes these things are more strategic than the raw numbers. And I get it. A lot of people can't see it. Being a former player puts me in a tough situation with some of these guys out here because I want to interact with you guys and you're asking me questions and I'm giving you my honest opinion of what's going on. And I understand the gripe, but if your gripe is misdirected and I try to show you, hey, you can still be mad, but that what you said wasn't necessarily the right thing, it puts me in a bind with the fans. Now I have CTE.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's let's take a look at this. So Napier addresses everyone. Actually, no, we're not gonna go into Lagway just yet. Napier addressed the everyone today and had his presser. Said a lot of things. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's up to you guys. The biggest takeaway, the biggest quote that I liked, I agreed with. And again, this isn't me being a sunshine pumper or a Disney gator. It's factual. It says, "Hey, we're this close. We're about a dozen plays from being 3-0." And I was saying that today before he even said it. I go, it sucks because we haven't looked great, and it's like we've just scraped by. Or we no joke could have been 3-0, which is
For sure.
another knock. I feel like that we struggle in close games. If you look at his record in close games, it's not great either. Which is why we couldn't be in those situations. Like when I
Yeah.
talked about, look, someone kind of tried to call us out on Twitter, like all the panel of like these dummies didn't say anything was bad about this team, and I was like, okay, well, listen, I've taken a lot of flack and a lot of accountability in the sense that we hyped some things up. I don't regret the things that I said in my excitement that I had for this team because I still believe that a lot of things were true. What were we excited about? We felt that the defense was going to be good. I had concerns with the secondary. I felt this front seven would help. The defense has been
Mhm.
exceptional. I don't think we were wrong on that. Offensive line wise, Barber's had some great games. Najee Harris has not been what I thought he would be this year. Jake Slaughter's been fine. Caden Jones did a great job at right tackle on Saturday. The offensive line hasn't necessarily been as elite as we all intended it to be, but it hasn't been atrocious either. I would say the
For sure.
biggest surprise and disappointment would probably, obviously, DJ Lagway. It's a whole other conversation, but would be the wide receiver room, and we haven't really utilized the running back room. So my
Yeah.
biggest concern was in-game management on Napier. That's been the biggest problem thus far. Personally, I don't feel like anything else we spoke about has been completely outrageous. It's been just self-inflicted. And then I think that, again, the performance of DJ, we were so far off of what we thought he was going to do. That's
Yeah.
thrown a huge wrench into what we thought this team was going to be able to do this year.
Yeah, no. Right now, anything you say or try to do to bring a bright light to what we got going on is not going to suffice for the fans we have right now. So, but there are some bright spots on this team. It sucks. We're trash right now, but there are some bright spots. Do I believe it's recoverable? Well, when I look at the team, yes, but you can't have your quarterback be the reason that you're losing games. You know what I mean? Some quarterbacks either win the game or they play it safe. They're not the starter. So when you have a team that's good, maybe you lessen the responsibility and just try to get the ball into these playmakers' hands and run the ball until this thing get going. We got a good enough run game to where we can do some things. I understand trying to see, okay, well, maybe this is the bounce back game. I think we're beyond that point now for trying to see if it's going to be a bounce back game, and we'll have to adjust and go a different route until he's ready to catch up to us. Because what we put on tape in these different areas with running the ball, I think it's enough for us to be successful with the defense that we have. But we definitely have to go another route with that.
I said it all offseason too. I said, look, I don't think DJ has to be great for this team to do well. Now, I
Right.
also didn't think that he was going to go backwards. that was the part of my thought process.
That was definitely not on the bingo list, kid.
Yeah. I think because again, my infamous quote, Billy's bad day he puts up 21. I mean, he did. That's what he was kind of known for, but we haven't seen
Yeah.
that yet. So, look, he said, "Hey, we're this close." And I mean, like, and people are like, "Want him fired?" I understand from a logistics standpoint why he's not fired yet. Obviously, I've made my stance on it, but in the same breath, like, look, we've all said playoff or bust. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, they're still the playoffs. The schedule is so ridiculous. Notre Dame fans are in
For
shambles.
sure.
Notre Dame fans are in complete shambles. They're like, our season is over. That's where they're at right now. Because them not being
Yeah.
in a conference has ruined their ability. Like, they have no more control. They don't control their own destiny. Florida still
Yeah.
controls their own destiny. Like, it's crazy. Now,
Yeah, playoff or bust is definitely been the motto. I'm still on that. If we don't make it to the playoffs, I won't. I'm not gonna stand for it. Um, yeah, it's still playoff or bust, bro.
Now, I get it. People are like, well, Sheldon, there's no way. Like, have you not been watching the game? I understand where you're coming from, but in the sense of if you're going to say, hey, it's playoff or bust, like, technically, that hasn't happened yet, right? So
Technically.
it hasn't. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's a path to get there at the very moment. But look, there's a part of me, right, that just like the Gator in me, like believes, like, dude, that's like I'm seeing this defense. I know there's weapons on the offense. It's like it's just a click. Now, I thought we would have had the click already. I wouldn't think that it would take a couple games for it to click. But I'm still looking around. It's like if DJ can just, I went back and watched a Tulane game, which was the latest game that he would have played before this season. Like, he looks completely different. His footwork, everything is just nowhere near the same. And I'm like, maybe if he just can feel something, like I was bringing some of the golf swing, but it's just like you try to find that spot, right? Where is the tempo? Where is like you feel it. Like as an athlete, you just feel when you're
Yeah.
in the zone. And I'm hoping that something just clicks where it goes, this is what I realize now what I'm not doing. Look, we all think it's simple because we can see it, and I'm sure he can see it too, and he may feel like he's doing it, but there's so much to it that you just don't know. But look, I think there was maybe some misunderstanding. I don't think there was, but when I was calling for, we were talking about it on Sunday with Cody about, hey, should he have been benched? We're getting ahead of ourselves because I want to talk about DJ separately. Sorry, I apologize. I don't want to get, because that's a whole other conversation that I want to get into where I'm getting a little sidetracked. I want to play this clip from today where Graham Hall, shout out to Graham Hall, unnecessarily got dragged after the fact by other people, which I just, like, we got to stop, dude. Like, I'm kind of over it, man. Like, I feel like for what happened last week, have we not learned anything? Like, hey, let's just tone it down a bit. Like, there's
It's
no
a
need for us
madhouse,
to just,
man.
yeah, like that moment on we know what I'm talking about, right? That just impactful
Yeah.
moment that happened. Like, take a step back. Let's all breathe for a minute, okay? Like, we say dumb things, we do dumb stuff, but like Graham Hall asked a question, wasn't the greatest question. I think I know what he was trying to say, just didn't come out that way. Maybe he said it was a bad question. He fell on the sword immediately. Mad respect. Like, at that point, like, you move on. Like, people want to just keep piling on. Like, that stuff irritates me. I've learned just to ignore it. It is what it is. But I'm gonna play the clip and then we'll talk about it. Because Billy, I see why. Because we've never really seen Billy mad. This was like mad dad moment. Like, oh shit, dad's pissed. Like, the rest of the presser, everyone kind of like was like, I'm not asking him another question. Like, I've never seen him like that. Like, it's like Brian Kelly does it now, and it's like, all right, dude. Yeah, we played the Brian Kelly clip. Like, the guy kept pestering Brian Kelly because him yelling doesn't scare you anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, just shut up.
Yeah, no, yeah. But Brian Kelly wasn't having it.
Yeah, but no one cared. Like, Brian doesn't scare you. When Billy re-asked the question and then like hit him with the rhetorical question, I was like, oh. I couldn't believe it. I was fired up. Let's play it.
Giving elevator reps, whether in practice or in a game, to someone like Aiden Warner or Harrison Bailey?
Say that one more time.
Given the need for experience, is there any thought to maybe give more first-team practice reps?
So give the third and the fourth guy reps?
Do you think that the value of experience would help in that regard?
Aiden has more experience than DJ? No, he doesn't. And I think you'd probably be hard-pressed to add up Harrison's reps, and they'd probably be less than DJ. So that's not a very good question. Tramel Jones is the backup quarterback. All right, let's focus on what we can do from a technical perspective to help the kid play better, okay? Next question.
Holy crap.
Toasted.
Oh,
Toasted.
man.
Yeah, toasted.
Oh,
gosh.
brother.
Toasted.
So, I mean, golly, that was tough. Look, people were kind of doubling down. It was a bad question. I think my thought process was because, and again, like, I would have kind of countered of like Harrison Bailey is like, Billy was right. Like, he doesn't have more experience than DJ as a starter.
For sure.
But then why did you bring in Harrison Bailey? Because my thought process was when you brought in Harrison Bailey, you were bringing in a guy that had experience to kind of lean on in case of a situation, not a project. Yeah. This is a fifth-year guy. So it wasn't really out of the park because Aiden Warner and Harrison Bailey, his reason for that is these guys have been in college longer, maybe just more experience, maybe for more calm, have gone through more practice reps. Like, I don't see it as such an atrocious question as kind of Billy phrased it. I get it, right? Like, in logistics, like, yes, they don't have more starting time than DJ Lagway. So what are we talking about here? But when we talked about, like, hey, people, hey, go to Tramel, I would think go to Harrison Bailey in that moment. I just need a guy that's been in this league for a long time. Just go in there and kind of run this offense, kind of like Mertz would have done. You know what I mean? Like, hostile environment. Go ahead.
From a thought process of saying, okay, this guy's a senior, then maybe, but Tramel backup. You know what I mean? So obviously he got there by knowing what to do, knowing the system and playing. So just to jump over Tramel to get to
sure.
Bailey and all those for the question, if you ask, hey, I don't know, maybe he missed.
But again, I think he was saying like, hey,
maybe he forgot that Tramel was our backup and really wanted to ask, do you think you go to Tramel in this moment or give him a spin at the wheel as our number two? But I think
I think he was
think about the older guys
trying to go for, hey, like, because if you say, hey, why not go to Tramel? It's like, yeah, let me go to a guy that's never played a snap before and put him in Death Valley. Like, you could have said that was a dumb question too. So I think he was looking, look.
Yeah, but if you answer that, then it's like, why is he your number two quarterback then?
That's what. Going back to my main point, because Harrison Bailey, in my eyes, I thought and felt that, hey, this guy was there kind of for that senior experience. He even came on our show and said, yeah, I'm Unc of the room. Like, been around the league for a long time, could feel like he could kind of go into that situation, has been in so many quarterback rooms, just have the knowledge and the comfortability to sling it. He's a gamer. We saw him in the orange and blue game. That was where I didn't feel it was that poor of a question. Maybe with the way it was phrased. Either way, people say like, oh, Billy was a dick. Billy's never been a dick. Billy has been asked some a-hole questions. I don't not necessarily by Graham or anybody else, but some tough questions, and I think has handled it well. To this one, and this is kind of how I get, right? Where DJ Lagway is his quarterback. That's his guy. You can kind of come at me and attack me, and I kind of whatever. But like if you come after kind of like with you or Cody or even my wife, like I kind of turn a different tone of like, all right, like that's not, I'm not going to allow that
No
to me.
nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of like a Papa Bear kind of thing of like quit picking on the kid. Bad game.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like we Shane Matthews said, hey, I've been there. Like we've had quarterbacks that do this. The kid's still young. I have questions. I want, we have concerns, but poor Grant.
To that point though, I've seen Trammell, fantastic, did great. I I was surprised when he actually just outright won the number 2 spot, knowing that we had those guys, saw what they did in the spring. Haven't been at every practice to see Trammell just totally take it over. So I was just surprised even when he got the number 2 spot. So he must have been showing something to show that he's just light years away from those guys. And for them to come in and have that advantage, either Trammell's the next, I'm not even going to say that. Trammell's going to be a very good player down the road, or those guys really are really suck, even though they're seniors, which is tough to say.
For sure. Jeremy, $2 says, I still support Billy until he's gone. Go Gators. Thank you, Jeremy, man. My man for the $2. $20 from Army Sniper. What's up, Bubba? Bright spots in year 4, ? Where's the player accountability? The fans spend thousands of hours of their time, deserve more. LSU Stadium at night was amazing, by the way. Look, I spoke to this on Sunday, too, of like, I kind of took that side of we invest, like, when people try to kind of Ryan Clark us, if you will, like, you fans don't know what you're talking about. It's like, look, we put in much time and investment and energy into this, one of supporting the team, but also learning the game. So to kind of discredit us of like, hey, we don't, our opinion doesn't matter, of like, or it doesn't, we have a voice. Like and look, that's what this show is for. That's who we are, right?
Sure.
That's kind of what we represent. So totally true. $5 from Mr. Wiggs. Beck is going to pick us apart Saturday if we don't get pressure on him. He sucks outside the pocket, shut down the run, and we won't get blown out. Look, to me, this offense, I think the trenches are a little bit better than LSU, but very similar. You pressure Beck, and he gets a little nervous, and he can struggle. They haven't ran the ball as effectively as they were last year. I don't think this defense is nowhere near what LSU's defense is. I think that was probably one of the top defenses that we'll have to go against, to be quite honest with you, this year, which is another good thing, I guess. Like I loved Dabo's analogy of like, hey, we got the exam day 1, right?
Yeah.
Now we necessarily didn't get it day 1, but damn near we got it pretty quickly for DJ Lagway. Still a very young quarterback. Look, we said this all last year, and again, it's hard to have these conversations because everyone's like, "Oh, you're making excuses." The kid, listen, I'm not making excuses. It's having empathy. It's having understanding of the situation at hand. Okay, and that's all that I'm doing here. He is a grown man. He has a lot of responsibilities. He signed up for all of it. Totally agree with all that. In the same breath, and this is where I put a lot of it back on Billy and the coaching staff and all these things to be able to push back and be like, hey, you're not ready. He was forced into the light because Mert's going down. But this is why I was a big component of him last year not being thrown to the wolves. Why I wanted to start Mert. We had many debates about this. Yeah. And it's just, now again, I think there's more to what has happened to him over the offseason, but yeah, it's this game, it's very similar. I think Miami has more of a high tempo power offense than LSU. And so we can't perform. We've got to be dialed in offensively, but I still feel the same way. Look, Vegas has it at 7.5 for a reason.
For sure.
It's like, it's not, they're looking at it. It's like, and looking when Billy says we're close, that's what bothers me. That's what's killing me right now is that last year, before the snap, I feel like I was like, we're not even close. Like there was nothing looked good. Nothing looked good. You know what I mean? Like we just looked like nothing was flowing at all. And
look, I'll just say this. Anything, like I said, the fans are riled up. Anything you say is not going to be good enough. But I'm not turning my back on the Gators right now. I'm just not turning my back on them right now. These guys are playing hard. It's just falling apart at certain positions. where if the energy wasn't there, if the effort wasn't there, if I didn't see these guys fighting, if they looked gassed, if they just looked like they didn't want to be there, that would be a whole nother story for me.
Yeah.
As a defensive person, knowing that you're going to need defense to win championships, I have to say we almost got one box fully checked with the way these guys are playing right now. Now it's still a long season, but the strides that they made in that area has to be credited for something. And so it's not a reflection of the way the offense is playing right now is not a reflection of the whole team. Because you don't get better in one area and that much better if these guys haven't put in the work. So you can tell that the work's been put in. It's not clicking on offense. The quarterback of our offense, is not having a great year. This is sophomore year. He's missed his time. He's not having a great year. It's a trash year by far. So a lot of that weight is going to be on him. But the rest of the team, for what I'm seeing, it being 3 games in, have been responding and doing what they need to do to be a winning team. This is where you're supposed to still be building momentum at. We just sputtered on offense. Offense hasn't done anything. The first game, I feel we were trying to be vanilla and not give it away, but people were still unhappy with the play calling. I'll give that up. We could have done things just to blow out teams and make people happy and just put the gas on people. Correct. Then you get a game like this to follow it up where we throw 5 interceptions. There's no way you can win. So what we said, we don't have any room to try to give a motivational speech or say this is going to be good, that's going to be good. Right now it sucks, but there are areas of this team where you look and say these guys been putting in the work.
Yeah.
If this thing clicks, then we're going to be all right. It hasn't clicked? No. Has it been tough? Yes. Does Napier deserve the criticism? Yes, most definitely. But am I giving up on these guys? Hell no. Not when I go and watch my defense do what they did. When I see 5 interceptions given up and you guys still only lose by 10 points and one of the touchdowns was a pick 6, I can't give up on them guys. Hell no.
So this may be a hot take, but LSU is 3-0 and the number 3 team in the country. Took down Clemson, took down us. If Florida, and both of their big wins versus Florida and Clemson were squeaked out. Squeaked out because their defense held both teams to under 13 points. And their offense only put up, I think, 17 for Clemson and then 20 for us. But their offense didn't actually put up 20 points for us. Their offense only put up 7. They got a pick 6 and a couple field goals.
Right.
My point to that is I even saw a clip today where they're saying LSU is going to start clicking here offensively and they're going to be a powerhouse. And it's true. I mean, we've seen we've seen a good offense from LSU. So I can see there'd be more reasoning behind it. And I listen to me carefully here. I'm not saying that we're LSU, but they've gritted out 2 big W's. If Florida just gritted out the South Florida, didn't spit in somebody's face and grit, it shouldn't have been a gritty win. But if they get a gritty win there, and then don't throw 5 interceptions against LSU, they grit another one out, and that's 3-0. You played on a championship team that had gritty wins, so there's a part of the game. I'm not condoning any of it. I'm not saying that like, hey, we're looking past these things. I still have my frustrations, but from a fan perspective and like, hey, wanting this thing to still work because we're here, that is where I believe we're at. Like you find 2, and again, Napier has a hard time winning the gritty ones, which is a whole nother. I didn't think we were gonna have to have this conversation on top of everything else that were happening, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But they've put themselves in a corner, but the pieces are there. Just the offense has to click.
And that's why you have talent. Coaches can do so much, but you got to have the talent. And we have the talent, so it's hard to just turn the page when you know the talent is there. In 06, South Carolina, if we don't block that field goal, we don't go to no national championship. We call the play, but if Jarvis Moss ain't 6'7", he don't block that field goal.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be some gritty games that you got to fight. But when you have a defense like that, and people talking about the sacks, if you're never up by 10 points, the quarterback is not dropping back 5-7 yard drops to try to launch the ball to try to chase you down. If your offense is not putting up points, teams don't feel like they have to get into sets that are going to be favorable for you to get sacks because they have to score points.
Quick releases,
So the way our offense has been sputtering is going to affect the defense when it comes to getting sacks. But because of that, for them to be able to hold the guys how they've been speaks volumes about where we could really be if we were able to put points on the board. If we go up on USF by 14 points, they have to drop back and throw the ball a different way. You get sacks that way. If we score against our LSU early in the game on those drives, now they know that we can throw the ball. They're going to get into different sets where you can get to the quarterback. So everything goes hand to hand. But just the caliber of the way they've been playing, given the way the offense has been playing, let me know our defense is actually much better than we're even giving them credit for, to me.
We haven't had complimentary football, Steve, is what a coach would say. ELB says $5. We are so bad right now that my Canadian coworker sent an email asking if I'm okay. Hey, that's good guy.
My pastor is a Florida State fan, so I have to show up every Sunday after we lose. So if you guys think that I take this lightly, I don't understand.
I had to go to a new church. Mine's a Georgia fan, so
yeah.
He in his sermon he had a funny one comparing to he had a good tie-in this week, but it was good because his daughter, it was saturation week, and he said he missed the game, and obviously he recorded it, so he wouldn't to know. He said my daughter came running up to me and told me how it ends, and then he tied it like knowing how it ends is good. It's with revelation. So it was good stuff. Real Sniper says, Billy also said spot the ball. Look, Billy says a lot of things. Okay, like I hear you. I'm not running with this as the gospel, boys. But there always. I mean, there's truth to what he says. There hasn't been any response to the words. All right, I hear you, boys. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay, we're talking about what we're seeing. Again, I feel these things without him saying it. All right, like it's not that he needed to tell me what I already felt. And that's I think what people misunderstand too, that we're pushing an agenda or that we're this and that. Like not even close. Like it's the furthest thing from it. I told Steve today, and I'll kind of elaborate on it. I think the biggest thing for me was, and I don't know if I'm going to do it moving forward because I think it definitely had an impact on me, was interviewing players and talking with their parents made me partial. Because you get to know them on a personal level. As a parent of myself, I'm definitely softer when it comes to kids because now I see both sides. Like I see the parent. I've got a brother in high school. Like I see so many perspectives of it that I'm a little softer at it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge factor to me that I think I've taken into this. So I've been a little bit soft and probably at times when I could have been more critical. Because I've thought of the kid and I thought of the parent. I've never once worried about Napier and his thoughts of me. Because up until the spring game, I didn't even know he knew who I was. Like genuinely. I'm just out here doing my thing. Was it cool? Yeah. Like that was awesome. But I didn't we got denied by every asset of the game. From getting in, getting passes, all those things. Like Florida wanted nothing to do with us. Jen from the Gator Collective was the only reason why we got interviews. It had nothing to do with Florida. It was a collective who had an iffy relationship with him when Eddie was running it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. We got a special phone call, Steve. Hi, Mama.
Hey, baby.
Mama.
So, listen.
Uh-huh.
Regardless of what our Gators do, you two are through and through Gators, and we appreciate your effort. We appreciate your input, and we appreciate you giving us 110%. Every minute of every day.
Appreciate it, Mom. I told her she's supposed to say that, though.
No,
Thank you.
on over this. You know, your mama does not give you but y'all work hard. I just talked to a friend of mine. He was like, he watches you. He's like, Shelton. I said no. And Shelton's a true Gator fan. You are, and it's been inbred in you. And
what was he saying? He said I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, and true Gators
he was hating.
Ups and the downs.
Was he hating? Was he hating, Mom?
No. What?
Was the guy hating?
No, he was loving you. No. He says, and he said he felt bad for you because he knows how much you love the Gators, whatever else. Gramps the Gator through and through. I've been a Gator for a lot of years. We were all Gators for a lot of years, but you guys give it 110% every time, and we appreciate you. And you're very intelligent. You're very smart, and you give it to us. You state the facts. You always say if I'm wrong or whatever else, and you have haters out there, but you give it 110%. So you know I had to call in tonight because I know you're hating life, but you know what? I'm proud
We
of you.
appreciate you, Mama.
Stephen, I love my Stephen
He
Harris.
said he appreciates you, Mama. I know you can't hear him, but
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I can't hear nothing because I'm being good. I'm not even listening to my shit.
G ball, easy. Beep beep.
I know. Sorry. But let me tell you, let me share a little something else as a mama.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated,
Oh,
and he spoke the truth. And it really hit me hard because you're his age, and you get on here day in and day out, and you speak the truth for the Gators, and you love them. And there's haters out there, or whatever else, but
For sure.
nobody should take anybody down for speaking the truth and speaking their feelings. And I'm so very proud of you, and I just want you to know that.
Go, Mama.
I appreciate it, Mama. Thank you.
Mama. Hey, shout
Go
out to
Gators,
Mama,
Mama.
man.
Love
yeah,
you.
you know, go Gators. Love
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah. Look, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that.
I told her to
from
call
Mama.
in. So, Mama,
Thank you,
everyone's
Mama.
picking
Yeah.
on us. Can you come make him feel bad?
I needed that. Because Mama finna make me start back popping my talk, man. Listen.
We
Look,
back,
Mama,
baby.
Mama finna get me back turned up.
She should have called the team.
Hey, listen, but to your point about the player, I thought about this while you were saying that, bro. And I think you interviewing players and the parents and stuff is a great thing. But I also say this, I think these guys, like, they're not above criticism. So any platform they go on, they have to know at any given time that these same people are going to have to be able to give me criticism. So the onus is on them to say, if I'm going to go on the platform, then I'm going to make sure that I show up every day. And if I don't, then they have the right to criticize me. And I know that they're doing it in my best interest. They're not down to see people want people to come on here and down and, oh, he suck. He kick him off the team, fire this man, fire that guy. I don't have time to do that. If a guy plays bad last year, I'm gonna pull up the tape, I'm gonna call it out.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't really have nothing to pull up and show you saying that these guys are not giving effort. This guy's loafing on this play. This guy's missing 1,000 tackles. We don't have that to show. So there's nothing to be critical about. The only thing that was to be critical about is Billy, the play calling in the first couple games, and DJ Lagway right now.
That's
Other than that, there's nothing. But DJ is a big man and understands that he played horrible. So talking bad about him is not talking bad, it's being critical of his game. If people wanted to talk bad, if anybody want me to talk bad about somebody, I'm not going to talk bad about these players. I'm going to, if I can coach them up, I'm going to show where the flaw was. I'm going to show where the missed technique was. If you get blowed up, I'm going to rank you. I'm going to say, hey, you got blowed up. If anything just happens, explain the football, I'm going to do that. And if these guys are not playing up the par, it will be highlighted. If you getting rolled over and getting pancaked and all this stuff, it will be shown just like ESPN. If I highlight is bad, we're going to talk about it. But it hasn't been that. So the critical part of the players, it just haven't been there for us to do it. You know what I mean?
No, I think for me, I think that I've just maybe have turned at times where I felt like, hey, like I'm much better at calling something out or seeing something out like, hey, he's not doing well, because I don't have this emotional connection, right? Of like, I had a conversation with him, like, great kid, like genuinely great kid. Love the kid. Like DJ's a phenomenal young man. I mean, we've had conversations with him, like just down to earth, good dude. I mean, you've seen multiple things with him. Like you want nothing but the best from him. But yeah, he was ass on Saturday. Like, and he knows it. Like, it's not even a surprise. Like, I'm not saying anything he doesn't know. I think, man, I saw the interview with him and Miles Graham, and I actually wanted to pull that tweet up when we talked about it. We can get into it.
Shout out to Miles Graham. He needed Miles Graham next to him. Another young guy who's in the
Miles just sit there and was like, damn, bro. I could see him. Miles like, damn. Like, damn. But an LSU guy, Jaquez Doucette, says, wanted to compliment Gators football DJ Lagway for showing up for the LSU post-game presser conference after a really rough night. And second, keeping his head up and calmly and courteously answering plenty of tough questions I like this guy and will root for him. Like, I don't think people realize, like, when I saw the clip of it, I was like, damn, they went and asked questions afterwards. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going out there.
Yeah.
Screw that cat. They ask me dumb questions. Of like, somebody said, which interception hurt the most?
What's worse?
What?
What you like? Out of which one? That was
And
five.
DJ was so nice. He's like, man, honestly, all of them sucked. Bro, I'd have been like, what you mean? Which one hurt the most? What?
Hey, listen, you got to take them bullets, man. You got to take them bullets. It's going to make you a better player, but you got to take those bullets, man. For as great as he's going to be, I'd rather I mean, it sucks as a Gator Nation, but for his career, have the low now. Have the low now and grow, kid. Have the low now and grow. Take all these punches on the chin, and when you get back up there, but you might go out there and start a perfect time in Shadurin after all the hate you've been hearing. So
Yeah, look,
take it all, use it as fuel, man, and come do what you made to do, bro. Take all that energy, all the naysaying right now, and use it fuel. You've been a great kid all your life. You've made great accomplishments. Nobody in high school, I mean, well, in Texas, they talk about you bad too. So I don't know how your freshman and stuff year was, but you've done great. You lived on the top of the mountain, bro. You've already been a humble kid, so just use it as energy. Harness it, use it as energy, kid, and get better, bro. Get better. That's it. The bottom
Look, I
line, you
think
got to get better. You got to, yeah.
The unfortunate thing is that DJ has found himself in a situation that, because Arch has played like ass too. Arch hasn't done well. The difference between Arch's situation in Texas and DJ's at Florida's is that DJ's on a savior warpath. He's supposed to be saving this organization. Yeah. Texas isn't in shambles. Like, they're fine. They're coming off of a good season. Like, they can go through a little growing pains. He doesn't have that luxury. That's a matter of a fact. Like, we all look in 5-star quarterback getting all the hoot and holler. You don't get the luxuries, to be honest with you. You got to figure it out pretty quickly. That's sometimes the name of the game. So that's where we're at with it. But look, I'm not worried about him. I genuinely not. I mean, the things we've seen concern me. Like, let's not get it twisted. But the kid's been throwing the football his entire life. Again, I believe that he's got to be able to just, hey, somebody asked, like, hey, like, how do you process this? He's like, this is the worst game I've ever had. I don't even know how to process this. Good. Like, good. Yeah. You can't feel any worse. You're as numb as you could possibly get going into next Saturday. That was probably the most hostile place that you will play in at its peak. On Saturday. You have been thrown into the wolves, both sides of the football. Like, if I'm Napier, it's like, guys, we walked into
that too, bro.
Yeah, we walked into one of probably the hottest environment in college football right now. And we're right
not even
there.
this year. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Death Valley night game, the greatest place you can go to on the road.
And they're good.
As an opponent.
And they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's high expectations. So the energy is insane. And you look, outside of the 5 picks, I mean, everyone else was spot on. So I don't know. Mama's got us fired up here, boys. Got us dialed in.
First quarter, he came out. He had the energy. He was setting his feet, zipping the ball, and then as the game progressed, I felt like he still had that energy. And one throw into a window that you're not supposed to throw into kind of took him off that rocker. That first almost interception kind of started making him overthink the process to me. And then you get the sideline pass where ball was wide open, would have scored. I think you scored there, it settles him down. He's like, all right, cool, I can do this thing. Stuff like that happen, you get shot in the foot, and it just went downhill. But I believe in the kid still, man. I'll never give up on Lagway. It's not time to give up on him to me. Does he have to get better? Yes. If I was the coach, though, like I said this in a space though, earlier last week, I said if just given the way I saw DJ play the first 2 games, I said if we're in this game at halftime and he's playing bad, the first series I let him come out there. If he doesn't get it done, I'm throwing in a wrinkle. I'm going to bring in Trammell. He's been practicing. He's your number 2 guy. We watched him play. He looked comfortable in the pocket. His feet were set. He climbed the pocket well. I would have just brought him in just to throw a wrinkle, like, hey, bring Lagway to the side, let him sit, watch the series. But we didn't have anything to lose. Just looking at the way he played the first 2 games, I said if he did what we saw the first 2 games by halftime, I would have put Tramel in after the first series. We go out the first series, if we sputter, I'm putting Tramel in just to see, because I got to give my team a chance. The defense is playing lights out.
Agreed.
He's your number 2 quarterback. He's been learning the system. If DJ goes down, he has to play. What's the difference between going down and playing horribly?
Yeah, are you going to just fold? You got to rely on him.
At least if your 2 come in and can't do it, then you put DJ back in. But
And then
at least,
what my thing is too, like, what's the worst that it happens? He throws an interception when you're in field goal range when you can go down 1 score. Oh wait, that happened anyways. What's the worst that can happen? You get the ball again, he throws another interception.
Yeah, so
oh wait, that happened.
Me personally, if I was the head coach, that's what I've done. I would have done, and I'm not happy with Billy about that. So I know other people got their gripes and stuff. I'm looking at the game differently. Now we're getting into that situation, especially from a defensive person playing 2 games where we shutting people down. We shut somebody out. We held the other team to limited points, lost at the end. Now we're in this game, the first half, we're lights out again. Coach, hey, we need a wrinkle. He threw 2 interceptions already, came out the first half, second half, it should have been scripted because of what the other team did the whole first half. We get the ball back and we don't go and produce a drive. I'm sitting him. If I was there, I would have set him.
Yeah.
And not to say, hey, you're done for the whole game, but if Tramel is hot and he can move this ball, then we're going to keep him in there. But if Tramel goes to struggling again, at least DJ from the sideline can be like, damn, okay, whew. They set me, boy, take some of this pressure off me. All right, let me go back in here and get these guys together, man, and try to pull out the victory ugly. We can discuss everything after the game, how it went. Y'all can be mad at me for pulling whatever, but I wouldn't have never left my defense out there to struggle like that, knowing there just was no life and the type of throws that were being made into the coverages.
For sure. I think that's what we talked about on, again, it wasn't to quit on DJ, like you said, it just throw a wrinkle, try something new to see how it could work. James Henley, I think we read this. These kids worked hard to get paid.
Yeah.
Well, while they're making millions, time to put up or shut up. They want to make big boy money with making big boy moves. End of story. Look, I agree. Like, I'm not taking, like, I've supported that. I 100% believe that. At the end of the day, again, you can still have empathy. Huh?
I can't fully support that take because I've been seeing it, and since the game last week, a lot of people, oh, you're making money. I get it. You're making money. It's still the same kid. It's still the making money or not making money doesn't change the kid that's coming to the game at this age. Just because you make money, it doesn't advance your thought process. It doesn't advance your football knowledge. It doesn't advance the reps that you get because you're making money. And so for people to always keep throwing that at these kids who are trying to learn, just because they're getting paid, doesn't mean that you're not. It's not a video game where you go spend all this money and you're finna upload level 30 agility on this guy. What are we talking about? You still got to go through the gauntlet, so the money doesn't change the process for it. And I keep seeing people throw that out there, and I get it. So it's going to raise your frustration, but you got to be mindful of what you're asking. You act like you paid for something that's supposed to come brand new or supposed to come souped up, or you're supposed to already have this knowledge of the game just because he made some money. That's not the same. I understand what you're saying. It's commercials taken away from their time. Is these things taken away from you can make that argument. Well, maybe they have too much liberty, and I've said that. I've said that making money loses camaraderie in the locker room. Because when I didn't have money, I had to go to my teammates' room to eat pizza with them. We had to go in on different money. Now you can sit in your room. If you're a player that just like to play video games, say Ray McDonald, for instance, he want to play Madden all day. He's just going to order Uber Eats. He's not going to interact with the rest of the team. He's not going to be around his brothers. So, and then on weekends, these guys got girlfriends. You got so much money. The weekend come, you got a break. Y'all going on cruises. Well, I didn't know one player that could afford to go on a cruise for 3-4 days on your weekend with your girlfriend. You had to go to your teammate's hometown on Thanksgiving. You had to go eat with some of your teammates' parents. We going with 5 deep, traveling to Julian's house because the mama invited us for Thanksgiving because my family poor in Miami. Don't have enough money to bring me back home, but Julian mama is gracious enough to bring us over there. That's the camaraderie you get. And so when you're looking and playing next to your brothers, it brings a whole nother type of energy because you've been through stuff. You've been through the struggle. Dallas Baker borrowed my Jordan shoes. My mama used to work at Foot Locker, so I'll get shoes. He didn't have shoes to go out. Let him borrow my shoes. That's the type of bonds you get when you don't have nothing. Now that these guys have the funds, I think it take away, but I didn't see that from our guys as far as their energy and the way they were playing. But if you want to make those type of arguments, I get it. But just to say that somebody's gotten paid and that they better be able to go out there and perform is like is you're asking. I don't know, but if you understand what I'm saying, do you understand?
No, I think you nailed it on the head. I think you're spot on. Because it's perfectly said that, hey, the money doesn't translate to performance. I think I used the analogy of the tokens. Like, you're not, like, these kids are still kids. They're still having to learn. They're still having to digest it. I do believe that, look, when we say, hey, we can be critical and there's accountable, I think they are doing that. I think him going to the presser and standing into the paint and answering those questions is part of that. That is what comes with that. Like, hey, well, they should have never gotten paid. That wasn't, I mean, this isn't on them. This is the game that they're in. This is the job that they chose. Like, I think you actually, again, I think we're allowed to be loud and critical, which we always were. That's the funny part, is that we were always loud. Before, when we were loud, it was like, you're getting a free ride to go to college. Like that. It was, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
The criticism didn't change. It was our excuse for it. So yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. I do think that money makes you grow up, and that's where people say, oh, they're not kids anymore because they're getting paid. I still view them as a kid, because as a parent now, I know when my kid's 18 years old, he'll be a young man, but still gonna my baby, my little dude. So there is that part of me that I think of.
Probably go work at the grocery store bagging groceries. That still don't make you an adult because you get a check. That don't make you, you know what I mean? Like, you can cut grass in the neighborhood and make money. That doesn't make you any more of a adult, or that your process has advanced anymore just because they put money in your pocket. I get the feeling of saying, hey, well, they're being paid, we should put more pressure on them. But the pressure is already there. Like, the money, because you give them $5 million, you may cause them to crash out by the amount of pressure you putting on them, because you're saying you gave them the money. So I just don't think that's totally fair for the young men that are coming in trying to grow and just thinking that the money should already have them advanced.
Okay, there's a couple of great comments in here that I want to go over. This we sparked a debate. That's fun. There's a lot of super chats that I got to read too, so I haven't forgot about you. But this one catches my eye here. Okay, well, we've got a little run here that makes us good. So the Army says $5. Steve, you can't say that and also promote Florida victorious, in my opinion. Fans pay to acquire elite talent and want to see elite play. Let's debate. And he put laugh emojis because he's soft and he doesn't want you to get mad at him. But I will hold that. And then Larry Cox, which again, these are great arguments, says, when I get a raise, I'm expected to do more, not less. And then when you get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars and don't perform well, criticism is fair, which I think we just said that. No one's against criticism. And then Will Mizell, which is obviously Aiden's dad, what's up, Will, says, trust me, they're still kids. Look, again, his son's in there. Like, that's his baby boy. Like, that's how I get it. Like,
I know.
I feel that, and like, so look, I think that I understand both sides to this. We're living in it. I get it. And I love your perspective on this of like, look, and Larry Cox, like, hey, when you do get a raise, you're expected to make more, not less. I also think that we have to take into consideration the economics of this entire situation, that this entire thing is these guys are being thrown money, and it's not there isn't a level playing platform where it's like, okay, Larry, for whatever your job is, you know that you're going to be paid X. DJ Lagway, the quarterback, his pay isn't determined because he's a quarterback. It's determined of what people make him out to be, of what his brand, persona, all those things. Because he didn't get paid. He got paid off of his accolades in high school, right? Not what he did in college. And as a rookie, the same thing happens, but that's why there's factors in places. It's much different in the pros because they don't get their fat contract until they've proven to do it in the real world, in that environment. These guys are getting paid without proving they can do it. It's just off past accolades in a different world.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not making excuses. This isn't necessarily the kid's fault. This is the system at Place's fault. And I've said this, that you can't promise an offensive lineman $3 million that hasn't played a snap. You're going to ruin the game. You need to set a I've been screaming for
Been
this.
saying it, yeah.
You got to set a rookie base. That's part of the problem too.
Yeah.
So look, and again, you still have a right to be mad because you're like, why am I paying him $5 million? You're telling me he's worth this much money.
And,
The whole thing is a little discombobulated, to be quite honest with you. Great
and
little
then
rundown.
to that question though, but he didn't even get a raise though. He's under what we started him at. Now, if the next year came in, we said, "Oh, we're going to give you $10 million," then we're expecting him to perform based on the raise. But he's just coming in. He's still working off of what he's already had. So you know what I mean? It's not necessarily a raise.
Yeah, it's different, but it's not. Van River says $5. I agree, Steve. These kids are bringing revenue to schools, so they should get paid. They're still kids and work hard every day, and students also. And then, look, Army Sniper says, if you're going to suck either way, why donate? It's a legit concern. Look, I still think that you have a voice there. You have a valid opinion of like, hey, because we are investors and we are trusting them to spend this money well. And so again, the criticism is still valuable. I don't think Steve was taking that away.
No, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah,
look, I don't think he's asking me. I think he's just asking the question.
No, I know. Like, I think there was I think sometimes, guys, there isn't always an argument here. I think there could be just a unique agreement of like, an understanding of how this situation works. I was simply just saying for me how I function. Some people function on the complete other side of it of like, you get paid. I don't care about everything that Steve and Shelton just said. They get paid millions of dollars. Go do your job, and that's cool. I agree with you. I love that too. Like I think you 100% have a valid reason and a voice. And if you feel like, hey, I'm done giving to Florida Victorious because the product in the field doesn't relay what I feel I'm investing. Yeah, I've also said that too. That eventually these guys that are just throwing money at schools are going to look around like, hey, where's my return?
And they're valid. They're valid. And if you feel as if, hey, I'm putting money in and we're not winning and don't want to put any more money in, that you have every right to do that. But at the same time, then it's almost like, if you're of that mindset, to me, then it's almost like you believe you can buy the championship. And if you believe you can buy a championship, you're going to always be mad. So it's like, do you support the team or are you trying to pay for a championship? Because if you're just trying to pay for a championship, somebody go out there and get hurt that you gave all this money to and we don't win, then what? Or something happens, the ball bounce off the goal. I mean, anything can happen in the course of a game. So if you're just saying, I put all this money in, we better win or we should win, you're gonna want to blow. You're gonna be mad a few times in your life throughout Gator history if that's your thought process. And not saying that we don't pay to win, you do. But you have to always know that there may be a chance that it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to be that upset to where I just fall out of support.
I think I got a good analogy here to make sense. Will Meisel's comment kind of clicked for me. He says it's like stars in high school. They're getting paid off potential and getting paid for potential revenue production.
Right.
They're a stock. It's a stock market. So a company opens up and they go, here's what we believe that we're going to be able to do. They've got a guy that'll sell you on how well this company is going to do. You'll have meetings, they'll have charts showing what their predicted forecasts and all these things are. And then you invest based on what you believe the company can do, how the market sees fit. And you're trying to play the lottery. You're trying to beat the system. So when you invest in a company, you're trying to get in to get a great return on your investment. This is the same thing. Huh?
Caleb.
Oh.
Charge, plug this up for me. It's about to die.
So these stars. I can hear you. Yeah. You didn't mute yourself.
You heard me yelling?
Oh. Yeah. You're not very good at this.
Plug this up, boy.
The stars are stock options that we feel, hey, like he's a 5-star guy worth this investment. And like stocks, sometimes you get burned. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason we get mad when those things don't go our way too, but the understanding is we are taking a risk in our investment.
Facts.
I don't think we felt that way because we look at the NFL and we necessarily don't have to invest or put money to pay the players in the NFL.
Nope.
And it's a much different economic system and it works more properly. We compared the two the same, but it is very different because Now,
Yeah.
there is again, you can fix it, though. You can fix it. Quit giving rookies $5 million. Quit giving Felix Ocho $5 million for never playing a snap. That's how you fix it. So until they put a rookie cap on this thing, this is what we're going to be dealt with. So you can fix it. But right now, it's going to be.
And it's valid, though, that people are feeling like that, to push for the change. The fact that people are feeling that way is valid, because those voices are what's going to help push the change forward for college football, because it's still very new. So even people feeling like they're so super invested, it's new. We just started doing this.
Yeah.
So it's not like we've been taking hits for 10 years and losing on the investment. It's new.
Look, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to spend their money or how to feel about their money. Like, I don't think anybody's wrong or right. I'm trying to, I'm talking through it as one of y'all, as everybody else. Like, I'm like, if we were sitting down having a conversation, this is what we'd be doing. I think it's all good. So, all right, a couple super chats that I've missed because I skipped because we started a whole debate here. $20 from Rook for Mama Walker. Oh, what's up pulling up here? That was when she gave in and gave her Tim Tebow speech.
Hey, shout out to Mama.
And then $2, we need to use Trey Riley before we lose him. Look, at this point, I mean, $2. Will DJ be gun shy now with 5 picks last week? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to think not, but I don't know. $5. Steve, what would you do if TJ comes in and looks good? How do you handle it with DJ? Do you think Billy is conflicted? It's always a good question.
What, I let it ride. If he come in and look good and we win, you let it ride. But you still try to come back to DJ. It depends on how good he looks. If he go out there and light it up, if he came in second half and he made all his reads and he go out there and throw 3 touchdowns, he opens up versus Miami. He opens up versus Miami, kid. And if he sputters, then DJ is back in. Now we have
now you got a war
2-quarterback system. And hey, the hot hand win. We know both of y'all can throw it. So hey, treat it like the running back room.
Yeah. $5. It's like donating to the iPad. You give out love, even if you haven't seen it translate into performance yet. You still believe. Cody texted me today. He's working on it, Jeremy. He wants to go buy an iPad 16 now. I'm like, dude, we have a system. I don't know.
We got 1,500 short, guys. 1,500 short.
Yeah, Cody loves to drop it. So look, great debate, great comment. Sell Billy stock. You spelled sell wrong, Larry. It's SELL. That's the proper sell, not sale. You said sale Billy stock. I love it. Oh, brother. This was good. I think we went over. Oh, Caleb Banks was the other thing that we were supposed to go over.
Yeah.
Billy didn't tell us what happened. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have to give us an injury report. He said I'll give you what's one on Wednesday, but he doesn't have to because it's not an SEC game. I think he's done for the year. To be honest, like, this is a personal opinion. I saw him kind of drop his hands. I know there was a fracture situation going on prior to this game. We talked to somebody at the tailgate. That was
the hairlines.
Yeah. Could he not be done for the year? Again, I'm making a massive assumption here. He will be out for a long time. Billy did confirm that. We just don't have any timeline on it. But I think,
and my estimate on this opinion, if there's no playoff in sight, he's not coming back.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. It's like,
if we win out or magically end up with only 3 losses, he'll be back for the playoffs. But if not, given what he's done in his career, you're not coming back out to put it on the line when your season is done. Even if you could come back in 4 or 5 weeks from now, you're not going to risk re-injuring it for a team that's not going to make the playoffs. You're a senior. You came back. We appreciate you coming back. I thank him for coming back. It sucks when stuff like this happen, because it make people question, like, dang, what if I didn't come back? I could have just left, and what is it going to do for my status and all that? I don't believe he has anything to prove. It was big having him out there last week. Like to see him out there, like what I saw from him, but I could tell he was still trying to find his groove. And then there was one play on a pass play where I could tell he was kind of like gimmicking, but he wanted to try to finish the game out strong, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. But I'm not discouraged. We do need Bordeaux back. Not sure exactly what his injury was for why he wasn't out there this week. But we get him back. I am very impressed with Bet. I am impressed with the way this kid plays the game. I was going to bring a film of him, but I decided not this week. There's no need for us pulling up tape. We like, there's other fish to fry, and I could have highlighted him, but I'd just rather speak about him. The kid is very explosive off the ball. He's a very good bright spot on our defense. I'm very happy with the way he played. I was happy with what's his name?
That or
I got
McLeod?
it. I was happy with McLeod, the way he played for being such a young guy.
Yeah.
He plays with a lot of energy.
I haven't seen
I'm
much of
actually
Tavarius Brown after a lot of
no,
smoke
he
from him
played
in the offseason.
he played the week before. He still has things he needs to work on. He's a tall guy. You got to work on staying low, but there are situations where we're going to be able to utilize him. This game wouldn't have been that matchup, but we will utilize him. But what's my guy that was just hurt last year and finally made it back? 95. I don't
Oh,
know how I'm
Lions.
losing him. Yeah, Lions. He's getting back into the groove of things. I'm liking the way that he's coming along, and I'm proud of Mbachu, 97. This kid's been getting a lot of burn out there early. He's out there playing with some of the starters. They're rotating them in. I'm happy with his progression. So I think inside we'll be fine. Banks, it can't replace a guy like that.
Yeah.
But I think by committee we'll be fine with Bet. I think bringing it up there with 91 and 97, those guys are kind of help ease that load. But yeah, we need Bordeaux back for sure though.
Absolutely. Boys and girls, great show, great conversations as usual on Champs Corner here on Monday night. Tomorrow we live at 9:30, just talking college football, me, myself, and I. And then on Wednesday live at 8:35, the Swolder Bean hops in. We got our Bozeman Pick'ems. I think I made another run last week, boys. Bozeman got to talking, and I got to working, boys. I'm pumped to see him on Wednesday. I got some big wins, I know for a fact. And we'll also have our guy Alex, what's his name, from Locked On Canes, joining us to talk about the Canes and what they bring. I thought it was a great conversation with Chris Marler and LSU. Gave us a lot of insight on what to expect, and what he said kind of trued up, and the game went how we all thought it would go. Well, I thought Florida would pull out, but went fairly close. So great conversations, great debates. Hope to see you guys there. Smash the like button. On the way to 27,000 subs.
Baby.
Help us get there, boys. Appreciate y'all. Peace and love.
Going
Go
down
Gators.
with the ship, man. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, here we go. Happy's with the Cremani. Thank you, young man. Yeah. Shout out to Cremani.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy.
He got blasted one play, though. He got blasted one
yeah,
play.
easy.